Hi guys, welcome back. This is issue 73 of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. So yes, in this issue we're going to be finishing off the right-hand door, putting that together, putting all the details on, etc. and the wing mirror. So without further ado, let's take a look, check the parts off and see what we got. So in this issue we have, and I'll read the parts out, we've got the right-hand door panel. There we go, which looks like that. We get the lock barrel, very minute piece of plastic, which I can't actually retrieve. So, sorry, bear with me a sec. There we go. We've got the lock barrel. And we get the door trim, which is there. What else do we get? We get the brackets. We get two brackets. Which we had on the last door, and they look like that. And they are both the same, so there's no worries about getting them mixed up or anything like that. We get the wing and mirror body, which is that part there. We get the wing mirror support, and we also get, it's quite difficult to get these out, we get the mirror, the actual glass, and that's got some adhesive on the back. And then we get nearly every screw, every type of screw in the build. So we've got some APs, we've got some NMs, DMs, AMs, and we've also got some JP screws. And that is everything in this issue. So again, this should be a fairly quicker video, because we've already done all this before. Now I will say there is two things you need to check for on this issue. And as you all may know, you may have heard of Wilder Wayne, he's had this issue, it's also on the Facebook groups. So the first thing you need to do is just check your door panel. Now there has been some cases where these holes have been in the wrong places, and then there'd just be a random hole up here, just on around this area here, just a random hole drilled, which obviously you don't want on your final model. So just check that this is okay. I do have a little blemish there, but to be honest, it doesn't bother me too much. You know, it's not too bad. I may see if I can polish that out. Okay, and the other thing to check for is, again with this door panel, in the last issue we had the upper part of the window. Obviously that will be fitting in there. Just dry fit that, test fit that now, and make sure that sits okay. Because if it sticks out too much, it doesn't sit flush, is because the door panel is actually bent, but mine seems to be spot on actually, so that's all good. I'm happy about that. So if you've got any you know, a big gap round there, then you need to look at ordering a replacement issue. Okay, so that's just the two things to look out for from things I have seen on the group. So for the build, step one, we're going to be putting this lock barrel into this hole in the door, so you can obviously unlock the doors. It's obviously not real, but every little bit of detail counts. Now there's actually a semicircular end on there, and that will fit within the shape in there. You can just see that top part, so that is fairly straightforward. And then that will just pop straight in, and that, as I say, that will only go in one way, so if you're struggling, just turn it until it pops in. We're then going to take an AP screw and from the other side, through this hole here, we're just going to secure that into place. I'm just going to get my slightly smaller screwdriver. There we go. And that is that part secured. So that was step 1 and 2. Step 3, we're going to be placing this trim onto the door. This will only go in one way. You've got 2 holes that are closer together, and they're going to go on with the pattern on the back of the trim there. So that should just pop on there like that, and then just check each side to make sure that that's a flush. You know, they're flush either end, and mine is, so I'm really happy about that. And then from the other side, you're obviously greeted with the 4 screw holes. So to secure that on, in step 4, we're going to be using some JP screws. So I'm going to do that now. So that's 1. Don't do these tight, whatever you do, because obviously if you carry on, it will start pulling it will try to pull the trim through, and then you may end up with marks or dinks, or you know. So just tighten it. There's enough till it stops. That's all you need. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the last one in now. Lovely. And that is the trim. And then just double check that that is still secure. Like so. So that is looking really good. So that is the JPs, and I've got 2 left of those at the moment. Okay, so yeah, that was step 4. Now step 5, we're going to be working on the other side of the roof part here, and in particular it will be those 2 closer to the middle. And we're going to need these brackets. And these are going to just fit on, and they only fit one way. You can tell which way they fit because it will follow the you know, the shape of the metal there. Okay. and then we're going to secure those in with AM screws. So I'm just going to take them out now. Okay, and then just secure them down like so. That screw went in beautifully. And then there we go. And then we should have something that looks like that. So that was step 5. Okay, so step 6, we're going to need the NM screws, and we just need 2. And what we need to do is grab the upper window and place that just in the door, and then with the NM screws we're just going to fix that down in the 2 fixing holes where my fingers are. So that's 1. Again, don't go in too hard with these screws because you'll end up, well, worst case, you'll shatter the upper window piece. Okay, and then that is that part. So that was step 6. Now step 7, we're going to leave that aside just for the moment. We're going to be working on the wing mirror. So we need another JP screw ready, and all we're going to do is we're going to marry the wing mirror itself and the support, and then on the bottom there you've got like a, you know, a locating, well, it's not a locating pin, but it's you know, an extrusion that's going to go in that hole, and then we should have something that looks like that, and that will fit nicely. You'll know when it's in the right place, because if you try and do it any other way it's not going to fit. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just load this JP screw onto the screwdriver, and then we're going to screw that in to connect those 2 together. Okay, and what you're aiming for, you don't want it too tight, you want it just enough so there's a little bit of friction so that you can obviously adjust the mirror like you would on a, you know, a regular car or any car. So that was step 7. Step 8, we're going to remove the backing off of the mirror. And I'm going to have to use some tweezers for this because I've got no nails. I always bite my nails, and it's a bad habit, I know, but there we go. So once you've removed the sticky, just line that up. And place it into the casing. And then I'm going to use a t-shirt, just carefully polish the mirror whilst pushing it and securing it into there so it sticks nicely. There we have it. So yeah, that was step 8. And then step 9, we're going to take an AP screw and then we're just going to pop that onto the car. You've got a locating pin just there, and then the screw hole is there, so that is just going to line up in those holes there. And then we're going to turn that over. Oh. And then we're going to put one of the AP screws into this larger hole on the reverse. And that will keep the mirror in place. There we have it. Okay, so that was steps 9 and 10. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to get some DM screws ready because we're going to be using those next. And the larger of the screwdrivers as well, because it's got a larger head on there. So we're going to carefully take the door trim that we were working on in the last issue with the window mechanism. Make sure the lower glass or the lower window is in position on the cogs and everything's all good with that. And then we're going to fit this to the other side here. So what I'm going to do is actually put the door panel over this to stop the window, lower window falling out just initially. And then that should click together like that, or not click, but sit nicely. Obviously make sure the cable is running up through that pillar. Okay, and then with the DM screws, we're going to put them in these 4 holes, 1, 2, and then the top hole there, and then this one here. Now they don't go in straight like 90 degrees, they're going to go in at a slight slant, so just bear that in mind. Okay, and I'm just going to remove this again because I've just seen something that is not correct. Well, it's not a big deal. If you see just up there where they've done the metal work, they've left quite a large, I don't know what that is actually, just an offcut of some sort of metal. So I'm just going to carefully where's my pliers? Try and remove that. There we go. Now I haven't actually got any metal files, so if I did I would use that. It'd be a much better result, but that's okay now. I've just taken that off. So let's try that again. So again, I'm going to just slot those together. Yeah, that's much better. And now my screw goes in. Now, for these, I like my pound and screwdriver. So I'm just going to unscrew the top where all my bits are stored, so I can get the correct piece there, which is the Phillips. So that's one in. So again, remember these are DM screws we are putting into these 4 holes. Now again, I would recommend not doing these up too tight, because if it's too tight it could push down on the lower glass, and then that will make it not run as smoothly. I'm really impressed with this side actually, because it's just so much smoother than the other side. Because on the left door it is quite stiff. It's functional, but okay, and then the last screw will go just in there. And that is all lovely and secure. So yeah, and then obviously the window, just double check the window operation, and as you can see, mine is spot on. Okay, so that was steps 11 and 12. And then step 13, we're going to take the inside handle and door switch we did a few issues ago, and then we're going to pop that on. Now you've got 2 locating pins. You've got one there, and then you've got the other one just there. They're going to fit into these 2 holes there, and then obviously the screw will go through there, through the front of this. So we're going to pop that on there like so. Just move the strap we did over and it will reveal a hole just in there. You should just be able to see that. And then what we're going to do is put an AP screw through there. Just to keep that in place. So, you may be wondering why I've got a different t-shirt on. You may not have noticed, but I'm filming this the day after because I forgot to do this bit. So yeah, I'll see you for issue 74 on the 8th of June, which is obviously next Friday at 6 PM. So in the meantime, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next video. Take care.